Hi, welcome to Kiki TV and your healing wisdom. I'm Keisha Noel Hare, holistic psychotherapist in private practice, and that means my body, spirit, and soul are all connected. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I really appreciate you. So today we're going to talk about the flow state. And really we're going to talk about the flow state because we're talking about how to follow your bliss and how when you do something you love, you never work a day in your life. So the flow state is that state where you're in creation. You are immersed in whatever you're doing. You're in an energized focus. And you lose time and you lose space and you create your best work, and your brain is not involved. It's just flow. Your spirit, your creativity, your heart is all flowing, and you just make the most beautiful things, and it's blissful to do it. And this could be cooking, this could be creating art, this could be I had it when I was modeling and acting. I have it now when I'm giving therapy. Flow state is just like a beautiful present moment of now where everything is perfect, only you're not worried about it being perfect. Because once your head gets involved, you're out of the flow state. You're really just enjoying. And beautiful things come from it. And people who enter the flow state, often they are happier and they are healthier and they live longer. So my question to you is, what do you do that keeps you in the flow state? What is it that you do? And can you do more of that? Because it is really good for you. I'm in flow when I'm at the beach swimming. I'm working on being in flow now. I'm writing a book. And so I invite God, universe, source, higher power to come through me. And I say, help me to write this. And then it just pours out. I mean, it's beautiful. It's effortless. That's the word. It's creation. It's when flow can happen through you. And when you know what puts you in the flow, well, then you know what is fulfilling for you. What is your purpose? Flow is totally connected to your purpose. I heard a speaker. I was in a class with Michael Bernard Beckwith. He is in The Secret, and he is an amazing spiritual teacher. He now has a church in LA, and he talked about speaking, and he had to speak at the UN, and they wanted his notes. They wanted to know exactly what he was doing, and he was like, I don't ever organize like that. I just ask God to come through me, and then what comes through. And I thought, wow, that's what I want to do, So I've been practicing doing that with public speaking, just being like, okay, God, I don't have a plan, but please come through me and talk through me and let me say what is needed, what people need to hear. How can I help? How can I help? And then boom, the floodgates open, and wisdom comes through. Wisdom can come through that's beyond me. And that's what he said happens to him. That wisdom comes through that's beyond him. And he sort of gets lost. And when he comes to, everyone's on their feet at the UN giving him a standing ovation. Another example is there was a man who wrote this book, The Conversations with God, which was one of the first books I ever read around the time of my spiritual awakening when I was about 27. And I got sober and I read this book. And Conversations with God, you may or may not know it, it's pretty famous. The author was at the bottom. He had bottomed out, and he had no relationship and no money and no career. And I think he was sick, and he was like, God, why is this happening to me? Why are you forsaking me? And then he sat down with a pen, and the answers started coming through. And the answers that came through him were God, and the book is called Conversations with God. And that book blew my mind. That book is awesome. And you can feel the way that it resonates, that it's like through him and not of him. So, the flow state's awesome. If you have no examples of what puts you in the flow state, that's okay. It's fun to figure it out. So figure it out. What do you love to do? You know, walking through a forest on a hike puts me in flow state. Sitting in a desert puts me out. Nature, the sun, flow state. Ocean, flow state. You know, swimming, flow state. What's your flow state? What do you love? What can you get immersed in? And then you lose time and you're just, it's like a meditative state. Like what does that for you? What does that for you? And I bet it's something that you're really good at. And it doesn't have to be a career. It could just give you joy. But it's very important to be fulfilled in this life, which positive psychology talks about. Fulfillment and purpose and flow and happiness are all connected. So thank you for joining. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I appreciate you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.